Good to have your company on East Asia tonight. So, Hong Kong started allowing dogs inside about 1,000 approved restaurants just this month. But complaints have come in the first weeks of the new scheme, with some eateries backing out. Well, we've got videos and photos of dogs breaking the rules have gone viral, like this one at a pup licking a restaurant plate. They are at the center of an online debate about whether Hong Kong is ready for pet-friendly dining. City authorities launched a scheme this year to boost the city's struggling food and beverage industry, but consumers are crossing the border for cheaper meals on the mainland, and restaurant earnings have not returned to post-COVID levels. Well, for more on this, we've got CNA's Jeraldine. Yep, she joins us live from Hong Kong. So, Jerry, seeing a dog licking a plate is pretty nasty, I have to say. But tell us what else. What else are people saying that's causing the backlash?
Now, we've seen a wide range of comments online, especially in response to some of these photos and videos. One comment is saying that the sight of fur flying around and the smell of dogs is making him lose his appetite. Some other comments have also criticized dog owners for not ensuring that their dogs behave properly. Now, we've also come across at least two groups online compiling lists of dog-friendly restaurants to boycott. And one of them is titled, "I will not visit dog-friendly restaurants again." Now, but of course, others have also posted to say that they have observed the dogs to be quite well behaved. The government says that it has received around 20 complaints so far. Most of these involve minor issues such as the length of the dog's leash and also seating arrangements inside the eateries. And officers have also been going around to inspect the restaurants and also to just ensure that everything is being implemented smoothly. Now, I spoke to a cafe owner who told me that so far he hasn't had any issues with misbehaving dogs. And of course, they also do take steps to ensure that there is no conflict between the dog owners and other patrons. So, for example, if patrons come without dogs, staff will ask them if they're okay with being next to dogs. And if they're not okay, then they will be separated from the patrons that come with dogs. But of course, the cafe owner acknowledges that not all restaurants are equally well equipped to allow dogs inside. And here's what he had to say.
有啲食肆咧，其實真係唔適合俾動物或者寵物入去，因為第一個 size 好細啦，個面積好細啦。第二就係佢哋本身係做開類似茶餐廳啦，甚至乎酒樓啦。咁其實係咪真係可以容許到佢入去咧？點解咁多人申請呢個牌照？因為好多人都希望藉住呢個牌照嚟到增加佢生意啦。因為而家香港個生意或者係做生意經營環境都好難。
Now, according to the latest update from the government, 11 restaurants have pulled out from the scheme so far. And we understand that the licenses that they give up will go to other eateries that are currently on the waiting list. And of course, there is a significant number of businesses on this list because there were over 2,000 applicants vying for the initial quota of 1,000 permits.
Okay, so even though nearly a dozen of these establishments backed out, what does this all mean for the future of pet-friendly dining in Hong Kong?
Now, the government and lawmakers and even the restaurant operators themselves, they say that the pullouts are not necessarily a bad thing. It shows that these restaurants themselves know that they're not equipped to allow dogs inside and they are doing the responsible thing by withdrawing from the scheme. The backlash online, of course, is sparking a wider discussion about responsible pet ownership in Hong Kong. And it comes at a time when the city is trying to become more pet-friendly. So, for example, some public transport operators are allowing pets on board selected bus and train services. And there are actually also a lot of pet-friendly malls in the city. Now, according to government statistics, there are more than 240,000 households in Hong Kong that own over 400,000 cats and dogs as pets. And one lawmaker tells me that he feels that instead of educating people who don't like dogs to be more accepting of dogs, the onus should actually be on the restaurant operators and in particular the dog owners themselves to ensure that the dog-friendly restaurant scheme is implemented properly and is not being abused.
I think that it's a positive discussion overall to have an alarm towards sort of, okay, if I want more, as a pet owner, if I want more pet-friendly policy, if I want more pet-friendly establishments, etc., me as pet owner, one of the participants, one of the benefactors of the policy needs to behave, needs to not be a bad example. If I take this for granted and exploit everything that is inside just because I can let my dog into the establishment, guess what? It's going to go away.
Now, the government says that overall they think that the scheme is still on track and heading in the right direction, and they do expect to open a second round of applications for permits in about 6 months.
Well, I guess time will tell. Well, thanks so very much for that report. CNA's Jeraldine speaking to us live from Hong Kong.